Hi, I'm Elizabeth DeRazio coming to you from Artisans Park right here in Windsor, Vermont, and that means we're here at Harpoon Brewery. And part of the Harpoon employee-owned work ethic is to help local charities. And one of them they help is the Friends of the Norris Cotton Cancer Center. And we're here to talk about their Oktoberfest project and how it benefits the Cancer Center and the good work that it does. I'm joined by Bruce Bouchard, and he is actually the operations director of that effort. And he's going to tell us how our sport ability and their nerve help make a difference in the lives of many cancer patients that live right here in the Upper Valley. And that means our very own friends and family. So Bruce, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
So tell us, how many years have you partnered with Harpoon in this Oktoberfest run?
We've been associated with the Harpoon event for 8 years now, and it's been a great effort. We enjoy working with the folks from Harpoon. Not only are they very organized, but they're a lot of fun to work with. So.
And the neat thing about this really is employees of Harpoon partnering with local people to make a difference.
It's true, and during that 8-year span, Harpoon has raised over $120,000 for the efforts to support cancer research and patient services of the Norris Cotton Cancer Center.
And that's one thing I think as people think about going local and you think about charities and where does the money go, to know that contributing to this is going right to local people.
It really does. I think that's the beauty of this effort, is that the money does stay local. It's not going to someplace in Chicago, for example. All the money stays here locally to support local services. Oftentimes it's services, patient services that wouldn't be funded otherwise. So whether it's a wig or a gas cart or overnight accommodations for somebody who simply can't make those arrangements for them, we can assist them with the funds we receive from events like this to support them.
And I think that's really, if you've ever had a family member have cancer, and I've experienced that personally, there's so much that goes along with it. There's the stress of the situation, there's the seriousness of the condition, but then all of a sudden there's a slew of other bills and things that come up that you never thought was going to happen.
It's really true, and even during this, over the course of this event, I have a number of folks that will come up to me and thank me for last year. I remember in particular was a gal who, it was a hardship for her to come on a daily basis for her treatments, and we were able to give her a gas card, and she was very appreciative of that. So small things make a big difference for people who are starting their journey with cancer.
And that's really something that's interesting, so you help people, but how does the money help fund research or treatment? Could you tell us a little bit more about that clinical side of things?
Well, it's very difficult to reach out to receive NCI funding that's from the National Cancer Institute without showing some form of promise or without preliminary data, and that's where money from events like this, it's seed money really for researchers to begin to test an idea or a new concept they may have. Once they have that preliminary data, then they can go to the National Cancer Institute or other institutions to try to get a grant. Without that seed money or that preliminary information, it's very difficult.
So stuff doesn't even get off the ground without that initial push.
That's exactly right. And we've been able to show for every dollar that we raise for events like this, we in turn raise $30 because of realized grants that we've been able to capture.
So really, when we tend to think about things, we think of, it's okay to give to the American Cancer Society or things like that because they have their purpose and they do help in turn. But when you're trying to get something off the ground, these local events and the local money that we give is what makes you open that door to those bigger promises.
That's exactly right. And I think that one thing about the Cancer Center here in particular is that because we're an NCI designated cancer center, we service all of northern New England, and we're able to provide clinical trials and treatments you don't find just anywhere. So we're very fortunate here in the Upper Valley to have the Norris Cotton Cancer Center right here in Lebanon, New Hampshire, service all of the Upper Valley and beyond, actually, because there are folks that travel from New York and portions of Maine that will come just to receive the services and partake in clinical trials that they wouldn't have the opportunity anywhere else.
Yeah, we really tend to take for granted the fact the level of care we do receive from Dartmouth and places like that. So I want to thank you for coming on, Bruce, and I want to make sure that our viewers check out the Harpoon Brewery website for the Oktoberfest event, and also make sure you check out the Friends of Norris Cotton Cancer Center, particularly as you think of your holiday giving. Remember, for $1 you give, they're able to show that they can do up to $30 of grant money or matching funds, but they need that seed money to get started. And We know friends and family that have used their services. So remember, the Friends of Norris Cotton Cancer Center, where local money is well spent.